Hello, Watem here and welcome back to some more Umineko When Seagulls Cry. Let us continue.
そこまで言われて。
君は逃げ出すのかい?
Yes. The two demons giggled and challenged her. Of course, George didn't laugh, but he still challenged her with cold eyes.
シャノンは
お許しください、お嬢様。私はジョージさんと結ばれるために一歩たりとも引かない覚悟です。たとえ私の思いを貫くことがお嬢様の恋路を閉ざすことを知っていようとも。
You know, thinking about it, Shannon's really just quite cruel. She gives some hope and then immediately attempts to dash them. Shannon had never before spoken to Jessica with such serious and solemn words. Jessica realized what a strong will had dwelt within her usually weak and clumsy friend, and was surprised.
カノン君。
僕はお嬢様と新しい人生を歩みたいです。その歩みが姉さんの幸せを踏み越えていくことを意味しようとも、僕はここを引きたく。
Shannon was also doing all he could to restrain himself. Yes, all of them were being serious and frank, and abandoning any naivety they might have possessed. All this about golden butterfly brooches and miracles of magic, and the trial that the demons were giving them. None of it mattered. Only one thing was being tested: whether or not they possessed a strong will to make their love come true. Jessica clenched her fists and hung her head, shaking or biting her lower lip. She was silent, but she would probably gain an unswerving will of steel for too long. That's an interesting expression. Just needed a little more time first. Two demons who taunted people with dramatic gestures could not violate the silence, so Jessica needed to resolve herself. Love brings about conflict, and this conflict gives rise to determination. As demons of love, they could understand more fully than any others how noble that determination was.
ジェシカさん。そしてその魔法の奇跡はそなたであっても享受できるものであるぞ。私にも？それはどういう？
It thought this had been about two pairs of lovers. Beata was surprised to suddenly hear that this had something to do with her as well.
黄金蝶のブローチの奇跡はそなたの願い。バトラへの行為を認められたいという願いさえも叶えることはたやすい。そしてその奇跡なくして結ばれることもまたない。
Kira?
君も蚊帳の外じゃないということさ。
愛の沼を渡りきりたい。あなたの望みのはず。
僕たちは君の願いだって決してないがしろにしたりはしない。
Is that the kind of love that she's wanting, though? Feels different.
そなたとバトラの関係とてやがてはただれ腐り落ちる。
Unless maybe it's talking about the original Beatrice?
いくら楽観的なそなたであっても何かの奇跡がない限りやがてはそのような運命を迎えることをすでに理解しているはずだ。それは
Beatrice hung her head sadly. She hadn't wanted to lose heart from that cookie incident. However, it would have been a massive lie to say that it hadn't hurt her. The more she tried to get close to Butler, the more she hurt him. However, she had been born in order to get close to Butler. He was like a hedgehog, freezing in the cold and bunching together for warmth. He'd approached him because of love and had been hurt for it.
そこまで分かっているなら、奇跡に託すのもまた一興というものよ。川の宝くじに当たりなしとも言うでな。ゼパル、フルフル、このわらわの妹も加えよ。
Well, from the sounds of it, both partners need to be looking for this bond from the competition, and this seems more one-sided.
ああ、もちろん。
よろしく、もう一人のベアトリーチェ。私たちは初めからあなたも加えるつもりでいましたわ。
なぜなら僕らはゼパルとフルフル、愛を司る悪魔だから。
私も参加してもよろしいのでしょうか。
君が望むならいいんじゃないかい。誰であっても僕は拒まないよ。全ての障害に勝利し、全員に僕たちを祝福させる。もちろん逆でもさ。全力の僕たちを退けて成し得た恋ならば、僕もシャノンも心の底から勝利した二人を祝福することを約束するよ。ね、シャノン。
So, this is all talking about love between furniture and a human, or George, Shannon, Cannon, and Jessica. So Beatrice being in that list kind of makes it seem like maybe the original Beatrice is also quote-unquote furniture and therefore one of these servants. Now, someone that does pop into my mind that has been mentioned is the one who brought the child, or was looking after the child that Natsuki didn't want. Now, what we do know about that incident, about them falling off the cliff, one, Natsuki didn't want them. Two, it doesn't sound like she actually saw the dead body. Three, most people aren't aware of the child. And they paid an amount afterwards to the family. What if no one actually died there? Is my current thoughts. Or alternatively, what if one of them died but not the other? Could that be in some way related? I have thought that maybe that battler previously, but I'm now wondering what the exact wording was when he rejoined the 5th game? No, the 4th game? No, after Beatrice kind of shattered him with the whole you're not born from your mother, or whatever it was. I want to know what the exact wording was that he used to get past that. I guess I could look it up. If it confirmed that Rudolph is his father or not? The other possibility I could think of is if Kinzo is perhaps his father. I mean, it could also be Rudolph. either way, and it's just like kind of trying to sweep it under the rug. That's unfair. Alternatively, he is Kirie's son. Anyway, I'll keep going. Don't really have any evidence too much either way.
はい。私たちは負けません。そして負けても心の底から祝福します。
僕も同じです。僕は負けません。引けねえ喧嘩だってんなら買おうじゃねえかよ。私もカノン君も不先輩ってのだけはごめんだぜ。
それはそなたもだな。
And another possibility is that it is just someone else in the servants as well. And it's something's and for his sin, I don't know. Anyway.
はい。お父様に。
いえ、バトラーさんに私を認めてもらえる可能性がわずかでもいただけるなら、私もそれに自らをかけたいと思います。よくぞ言った。それでこそ我が妹。ゼパル、フルフル、役者は揃ったぞ。
それでは始めようか、フルフル。
ええ、始めましょう、ゼパル。
たった一つの魔法の奇跡をめぐっての愛し合う者たちの試練を。
Erica had returned to the room that had been given to her on the second floor of the guest house. The next room over was empty. It was very quiet there. Pressing her ear against the wall wouldn't help her listen in on the voices in the cousin room. Even with hearing power boosted by the detective's authority, it would probably be impossible to make out anything. This room was the farthest down the hall, a long way from the cousin room.
前回は私の部屋はいとこ部屋の隣だったのに。なるほど。今回は私の部屋を遠ざけてきましたか。ゲームマスター権限で許された範囲の初期配置の変更です。
Yep.
妥当な処定かと。まあ、その方が私もいいです。
Oh?
あのクソガキどものトランプで遊ぶ黄色い声なんて聞きたくもありませんから。
This whole time, Erica had been facing the desk and working on something. She was preparing some of his packing tape seals from before. She'd asked Commissar for the stickiest tape in the place. Drew a complicated signature that could not be counterfeited across it with a permanent marker, then began making notches across it. This way, if she ever wanted to prove that some opening had remained closed, she could stick this tape over it, creating a powerful seal equal in strength to the Red Truth. These menacing seals had cornered Natsui so thoroughly in the previous game. Yeah, let's just put that over your mouth.
これいかがしましたか。やられました。バトラめ周到ですね。
I'm expecting something to counter it, yeah. Either that or having all the doors just opened at some point. Erica grimaced and showed the piece of packing tape she had torn off to Delano. At a glance, Delano couldn't tell what had annoyed Erica. However, as soon as she held it, she realized the difference right away.
これではダメです。
Signature or its stickiness or tearability?
ええ、粘着力ほとんどないです。これじゃあ赤き真実には至れない。
Even packing tape can be of low quality, and it sometimes gets weaker with age. Tape Kumasawa had found was a bit too weak even for normal use. It wasn't nearly sticky enough to be used as a detective seal.
きれいに剥がすことが可能です。これでは封印を示す証拠にはなり得ません。バトラもそこまで見下げ果てたほど無能じゃないってことですね。おそらくゲームマスター権限でこの島のすべてのガムテープに干渉したんでしょう。
Letting Erica get her hands on packing tape gave her a fatal weapon to use against witches. The previous game had proven this fact, and so the battler had removed that weapon from the entire mansion.
おそらくガムテープに代わる品もすべて干渉を受けているに違いないです。ですね。ま、良かったことにしておきます。おかげでこの冷たい雨の中、みっともない姿で外壁を這い回らなくて済みますから。
Erica tossed her packing tape aside carelessly and flopped spread-eagled onto the bed.
事件が起こるのをパイプ吹かして悠然と待つのも探偵のたしなみですし。
Yeah, but you don't have a pipe.
あんたもどうせ第一の番が発覚するまで出番ないんですから。どこかに姿消して一服でもしてたらどうですか？私の顔なんか見てても疲れるだけでしょうし。タバコは吸わないです。子供ですので。
Lana's a good kid, unlike herself and someone else.
そうですか。私は吸いたいです。出演者たちが歌うほどの気分を爽快にさせる効果があるならの話ですが。ご機嫌が優れられないようです。そう見えます？
Erica answered lazily, still looking up at the ceiling. That in itself was half an answer. Silence between the two was filled by the sound of wind and rain. So quiet, that the sound of a ticking clock rang out clearly.
エリカ卿、お尋ねしてもよろしいですか？内容によります。
Well, you've already asked one.
多分ノーですが。
Yes, how do you know if you have, if you should give permission if you don't know what the question is in the first place?
一応暇つぶしに聞いてあげます。
You need to know what the question is in order to know whether it can be asked. Therefore, they need to say the question without, oh, I'm trying to emulate the yes minister, yes prime minister thing. Anyway, that's a tangent. I'll just keep going.
何です？
Maybe Erica was bored too. Or perhaps the sound of the rain was making her sentimental. She agreed to listen to Lana, which was very unlike her.
なぜエリカ卿は魔法を嫌われるのです？ああ、
Magic killed my family?
さっきの下のマリアとのやりとりの件ですか？あんなの子供騙しのくだらない手品です。誰だって分かっています。ああまでして幻想を打ち砕く必要があったのですか？私には分からないです。
Erica didn't need Lana to tell her that it had been a childish fight. Just remembering all the, let it be known, this fight is meaningless.
自称知的蹂躙者としましては、魔法なんてもので真実をうやむやにすることが許せないわけです。
certainly is a choice of words.
それを暴くことに優越を感じられているということですか？私には他の感情が感じられます。他の感情？何です？優越というよりは、もっと何か別の負の感情を感じます。はっ、やっぱりあんたはただの殺人人形です。その目も節穴みたいですね。失礼しました。許してほしいです。
Erica rolled over grumpily, turning her back to Delano. So, Delano couldn't see her expression. Even so, for some reason, she could guess that his completely unobserved expression was one of pain. Interpreting this to mean that Erica wanted her to go away, Delano gave a bow and made to leave. Then, Erica suddenly spoke. The words seemed so utterly out of place that Delano doubted her ears, and she had to ask Erica to say it again.
今、何とおっしゃいましたか？あなたのことが好きです。
Wow. It really did seem out of place. Yeah. Delano wanted to see what Erica really meant. The latter still had her back turned, and her face was out of sight.
ありがとうございます。
Oh, Delano's a good kid.
以前は別の子と付き合っていましたが、今は完全に切れています。周りの人たちは僕たちを妬んでありもしないことを言いますが、気にしないでください。
Are you quoting something?
俺は君に生涯のすべてを捧げるから、君も俺にすべてを捧げてほしい。二人で一緒に幸せになろう。
Lana avoided asking what she was talking about, and stood there in silence. For a while, Erica kept on slowly and emotionlessly, repeating soppy phrases that might have popped up in some shoujo manga. Then, unexpectedly, she once again followed up with a complete non-sequitur.
新しい財布。
What? Of course, she had no idea what Erica was saying. However, with her back still to Delano, Erica kept on saying disconnected words.
変な猫のキーホルダー。
What?
趣味の合わないアロマオイル。演劇の先輩に借りたという趣味違いの音楽テープ。先輩の付き合いで断れなくて、急にバイトが入っちゃって、ダチの電話が長くてなかなか切れなくって。
Ate too much curry. Went to the theatre practice more often. The way he folds paper towels. Thanks, I've already eaten. He knew more about cosmetics. Sorry, I was sleeping. The toilet seat was left down. Spent the night over at his stage friend's place. My acting friends had a party here earlier. Someone must have left it behind. Drain and sink were cleaned out. Seats and point cards from places he never goes. The muddy soles are evidence that you went out on Sunday when it was raining. That matches the strange symbol on the calendar. None of your theatre friends have hair this long. That's a leading question. How do you know the plot of a movie you haven't seen yet? Evidence, circumstantial evidence, observation, surveillance, tracking, tailing, information gathering, wiretapping, asking around, questioning. I found tons of evidence that I loved. Found tons of evidence that you loved me. I can't find any evidence that you haven't been cheating on me. Give it a rest. If you love me, then trust me. Can't do that, and you don't love me anymore. How could I love someone like that? Treasure you all for all my life. I want to do well in theatre just as much. You said that you'd like to see me act, right? Ugh. So why are you telling me to stop acting now? Why do I have to choose between you and acting? What's wrong with you? I'm seriously worn out, okay? Come on, all we do is fight when we see each other. Maybe we both need some time to cool off, okay? I need to concentrate for my next performance anyway. The girl working with Senpai suddenly said she wouldn't be able to perform. I need to rewrite the script by tomorrow. I don't have time for this. And anyway, if you really find it that hard to trust me, we're through. Stay away, just go home. I don't love you anymore. What was it you just said? I treasure you for all my life and I want to do well in theatre just as much. Don't cry, damn it, it's just that. Oh. Stop shouting, damn it, you're annoying the neighbourhood. Get the hell away from me and never come back. Yeah, it sounds like they don't actually love you and they're just trying to gaslight you into it.
愛がなければ見えない?
Is she gonna say something like love doesn't exist?
逆なんですよ。愛なんかあるから、ありもしないものが見えてしまう。
Nothing more than an illusion. One that no one but you can see. One that even you can never touch. Without love, humans would never need to sift through truth and lies. Because we can see things like that. Out. Papa. We cry out loud.
"私は今、幸せです。仮とはいえ、真実の魔女になれて。今の私は、もう赤くない言葉に苦しめられなくて済むのだから。あんたなら、私のエンドゲーム、どう返しますか?
One disproving witches has become a witch herself. Using it to disprove witches.
私ですか? あの凡庸な男じゃ、ゲームの相手は務まりませんでしたから。あんたなら、どう返してくれるかと思いまして。
Delano was suddenly thrust into the position of Erica's opponent, in the witch's game she had once challenged that man to. Delano shared in the fragments of Erica's past and was made to grasp the full situation. The board was reproduced in full inside their heads. The situation was one-sided. Erica's side had constructed a blue truth based on countless bits of circumstantial evidence, had turned all those into pieces, and was already cornering the opponent. For some time, Delano thought in silence, announced her by-the-book response.
初手、私が浮気している証拠の提出を要求します。
青き真実で反論。構築に状況証拠、物的証拠84点提出。
84 points.
青き真実で反論。
I'm assuming that's meaning 84 separate pieces of evidence, as opposed to giving things a 0 to 100 point rating.
今も愛し続けている状況証拠、物的証拠を6点提出です。
グッド。青と青では相殺ですが、構築する駒の数が圧倒的ですね。
When both opponents meet with the blue truth, the decision is almost always based on which side has more pieces of evidence, regardless of the actual circumstances. This is especially true in the human world. So, by the standard rules, Erica would win.
一点先取。次なる手は
攻守逆転を狙います。逆にエリカ卿が浮気をしていない証拠の提出を求めます。
パーペチュアルチェック。お互いが同じ質問を無限連鎖する千日手となりますから禁じ手です。
では証拠なくも現在もエリカ卿を愛していることを率直に表明します。
赤き真実でないから無効です。仮に赤かったとしてもそれステイルメイトです。私に反論する手がなくなりますから。
Lana remained silent for a while. Then she quietly responded to Erica's moves, till they reached checkmate. A stalemate is a forbidden move in the game of witches, since it means the ruin of the game. However, in chess it also represents a draw. For this, it's a splendid final move that a weaker player can pull off if they're unable to win outright. In this situation, Erica clearly had the advantage. It was natural that Lana would seek a stalemate to obtain a tie. However, that would only be the case in chess. In the game where witches fight over the truth, it's a forbidden move. It is a bit, I remember the exact example that they're using at least, because it's about humans interacting, not witches. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments. Until next time, see ya.